Today is 528 day that I'm here to share lessons I learn and I'm learning. I hope that this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I'll speak about why some people are so rude, why they are really saying things that they're not supposed to say, why so many people make other people feel disappointed, frustrated, and really feeling bad about themselves. And I find that a lot of times there is total different reasons. Sometimes those people who are saying bad things are going through bad stuff as well. Because there is no happy people who are saying bad things. Of course, constructive feedback is a different thing, but there is no happy people who will tear someone else down. Because people who are joyful and happy, they want to uplift someone. And of course, when they want to uplift someone, of course, they will not put someone else down. So today I'll share six reasons why some people are rude when they're not supposed to be rude. First one is lack of empathy. So that means that person who doesn't understand what other person feels, sometimes even a person could not understand, sometimes they will love to push and say things rudely to really try to help that other person. But a lot of times that lands in the wrong way. So that means a lot of times leaders who do not understand leadership, they will try to push very hard, even rudely, to make things happen. But a lot of times people do not need that. Sometimes they need to encouragement, not pushing. Sometimes you need to show the example, pull to right direction, not to push. And that is a lack of empathy, not understanding what you need to be in a certain position. Second is personal issues. So there's a lot of times when in a business leader try to do something and doesn't work, they get frustrated, and of course they put that frustration on other people. Because I love the example: if you're carrying in a coffee in a cup and someone pushes the cup and you fill that cup everywhere, that means that you had a lot of that coffee in a cup. But of course, if you had that cup full of water, if someone moves your cup, you will fill water around it. And it could be that you will not have anything in that cup. So that means if you have a lot of personal issues, could be a lot of coffee in your cup and you're carrying that full cup of coffee. But if you're really able to fill out somewhere safe that coffee and you're able to walk with that empty cup, is much better. That means you will not be able to spill coffee or anger or frustration to other people. Number three is cultural differences. That was very interesting because I have moved so many times, and I know that Europe, compared to Canada, especially or United States, in Europe, for example, Germany, Lithuania, like all the Eastern countries, are much more direct. And of course, people who never experience that, a lot of times could feel that the other person is not understanding what you need. So, for example, a person from Vancouver, BC, where I lived so long as well, people are much more polite. So, of course, when you connect very direct person with very polite person, at the beginning could be a lot of clash because a person who is very polite could not understand why that person is so direct. So, culture difference could be important to know exactly when you first time connect with someone else. Number four is lack of social skills. It's coming back again in a lack of empathy because social skills is understanding how you're supposed to interact in certain position. Because if you do not understand how your communication impacts other people, and you do not communicate with other people as much, because a lot of times there's a lot of successful people who spend so much time by themselves, some kind of investors in real estate or maybe forex, and they spend so much time in really understanding the data, they do not know how to communicate with other people, and of course that's their communication and them being quite rude. Number five is feeling of superiority. That is pretty sad because a lot of times people work hard, achieve great things, but now they feel better than someone else. They forget where they came from. Because a lot of times people make 10 steps and they do not remember that they did those 10 steps. It seems that everyone's supposed to be at 10th level. Otherwise, they feel that superior than someone else, and um, even of course complain about someone not being at their level. I think that a lot of times those people need to look at there is a lot of people that they need to pursue. But again, they pursued at another level, 12, 13, 15 step, and they of course still trying to pursue that better level to be superior to someone else. But I truly believe that leadership is not being superior, is being ahead, and being ahead, taking risks, and then allowing other people to move much more easy because they follow your footsteps. So that means that you're supposed to be not superior, but you're supposed to be ahead to take all the hits because you're able to make that, to handle that. And the last one, six, is very, very common, is insecurities. That means so many leaders have insecurities. Means if someone is not performing at the best, or someone performing the better than even a leader, of course those insecurities could show up. And of course, because of those insecurities, they feel threatened, and that because they feel threatened, they will put someone else down. Now, I love John C. Maxwell. He always says that a lot of times when you are a five-level leader, you will not be able to hire six, seven, eight, nine leaders. So that means you need to improve yourself. And of course, when you improve yourself, increase your confidence, increase your leadership skills, and you go to 8, 9, and 10, of course, you'll be able to hire much better leaders as well because you're able to attract better leaders. So that's why when you have very high insecurities, of course, you do not have that leadership skill. So that means a lot of times the people that you hire will be lower than you. And of course, that's part of insecurities. So now when you see that someone is really not nice towards you, I think a lot of times we need to understand that it's not about you. Sometimes this is all about that other person who is rude. And I think that the 90% of the time is all about other person, not about you. So sometimes we need to be more empathetic towards a leader who is not performing at the best, explaining what needs to be done. And of course, sometimes we able to lead upward because we end up to share what how they could potentially communicate better, to give better feedback, or really learn how to communicate with you that could help you and the company and the potential team to move forward much faster, because at the end of the day they want their company to succeed. And if you help their company succeed, of course you will increase your leadership and increase your level in that person's eyes as well. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.